Saw this article and got a bit of a fright for a sec. That was a joke. I'm just whoo, yeah, I just realised I probably shouldn't have opened that. That was a joke. I don't even own a 3D printer. All of my guns are au natural. I'm kidding on, I do not own any firearms in any way. I mean, my lawyer might be happy, he can buy himself another Mercedes, but I don't own any firearms. Unfortunately, firearms made using 3D printers have been discovered in Scotland for the first time. 3D printer go brr. It has been revealed. Police Scotland confirmed to Police Magazine in 1919, following a Freedom of Information request, that 2 incidents involving 3D guns occurred last year. One incident took place in the Argyll and West Dunbartonshire division in April, followed by another in Tayside a month later. Forensic Services, which also flagged the issue, told the Scottish Police Authority they were handling increasingly complex cases involving such firearms. Firearms expert David Dyson told the magazine the guns can be made quite quickly and easily from a 3D printer. Can they? That's interesting. I have no knowledge of the subject whatsoever. And then you need some metal components. It requires a bit of skill, but a fairly practical person would be able to do it. You can buy metal lathes pretty easily. No, you can't. No, you can't. I mean, what are you talking about? Police Scotland said it was keeping on top of the issue and spoke regularly with bodies such as the National Crime Agency and the National Ballistics Intelligence Service, NABIS. That was The Liberator, which was made by a guy who, weirdly, you know, they did that thing where, oh, I'm making this gun. Yeah, anyway, here's the fucking, I don't know what it's called on 3D printers, like the source file or something. I don't know what it's called, where you can 3D print the gun. He just basically went, hey everyone, fucking look, here you go, have it for free, download it from my website, wire in, you know, have fun, and all that. And then mysteriously, that guy got like arrested for like stuff involving, like, I think it was CP in his computer, and maybe it wasn't. I don't quote me on that. But basically, he got arrested for a bunch of stuff that he said was planted very quickly after he started doing this with a gun. Suspicious, but do not quote me on that. It was a long time ago. I don't remember the specifics of the case. I just thought the timing was extremely convenient. What are 3D printed guns? 3D printed guns are a type of firearms known as ghost guns, lacking serial numbers, which makes them harder to trace. They were initially developed in 2013 by Cody Wilson, the American founder of the gun advocacy group Defense Distributed. The gun, named the Liberator, was a single-shot weapon, less accurate than an average pistol, and predominantly constructed from plastic. Wilson subsequently published the blueprints online, triggering a court battle in the US. So basically, he pulled a little bit of a PA Looty. The predominantly plastic construction of the gun raised concerns about the potential ability to evade detection by metal detectors. In 2013, Israeli journalists managed to sneak guns based on Mr. Wilson's designs through security and into the country's parliament. Since then, the technology has developed, involving the use of aluminium in the process, resulting in more reliable guns. In recent years, the UK has witnessed a growing number of incidents and arrests linked to the production of 3D printed firearms. That's impossible. We made those illegal. We made guns illegal. Why is there still guns here? I mean, there was a shooting that happened in Edinburgh, like, just the other day, like, 2 guys got shot, one of them died. But how? We made guns illegal. They're banned. I don't know how that could happen. How can that happen when we've banned guns? It's almost like these laws don't work. In 2022, authorities see 17, a notable increase from 3 in 2021. Well, wait, 3D printer go brrr. But the home production of guns and parts has been prohibited under the Firearms Act 1968, effectively banning the creation of 3D firearms in the UK. The problem is there's lots of 3D printers everywhere, so how are you going to track them? Awful. It's terrible. It's a shame. In November 2022, the UK government updated legislation to explicitly include these weapons in the 1968 Firearms Act. The first person in the UK charged with making a gun using a 3D printer was Tendai Muswere in 2019. Good proper British name. I wonder what he wanted the gun for. The 26-year-old from Pimlico, London, was jailed for 3 years for manufacturing the firearm. That's actually pretty low, I thought, for... Maybe it's changed because it's been a very, very long time since I actually looked into this, but I think if you're caught with a firearm of like any kind in Britain, it's meant to be like a 5-year sentence. Just that's it, like minimum. basically you are going to jail, but like the minimum that you can get is 5 years, I believe. But again, it was a very long time ago I learned that, and things have probably changed since then. But yeah, I think that gun ownership is based and amazing, and basically fucking the way society's going is becoming fucking necessary. Like, I mean, if you've got a bunch of men in hoods, roadmen, kicking your door down with like knives and machetes and stuff like that, and you're like, "Hello, police," and they're like, "That's terrible. We'll be there in 3 hours." Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You can't do shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, but they don't. The criminals have guns. They have guns. They just killed a guy in Edinburgh like a few days ago. The criminals have guns. It happens." A guy just walked in. In fact, there was another shooting in England. A guy just walked into a shop. I don't know if it was a shotgun or a rifle or something like that. It was grainy as hell and I couldn't make it out. And just, in any way, it just starts blasting. And all that. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Americans we have shootings all the fucking time. Just most of them don't make it into the fucking paper." I mean, in the last like 2 weeks, I've heard about 4 shootings. But that's the problem. The people that get shot are the people that don't have guns. So criminals get them. Because see how the guys that come over in the rafts, like I've said many times before, it's not just migrants in those rafts. You know, that whole fucking, it cost young Aftab here £12,000 to pay the people smugglers to bring him into Britain. Where's Aftab, the Afghan goat herder, who's like 19 years old? Where's he getting 12 grand from? Where did he get 12 grand? I mean, if he made 12 grand from being a herder, Jesus Christ, I would have fucking stayed in Afghanistan. Fucking not bad. Not bad for a herder in a country whose economy and society and everything's essentially went down the toilet. Apparently it's getting better under the Taliban. Sorry, I'm very miles pilled, but no, I'm not. It's the Taliban, right? But like, where's he getting the money? And most of them, like, the fact is they don't. What they do is, when they come over to Britain, they have packages to drop off. See, watch them running off the boat. They're carrying stuff. Like, oh, it's their bag, it's their clothes. No, it's not. There's stuff in those bags. That's how they're paying their fee to get across the fucking channel. So criminals still have guns. I think right now Manchester's like the worst for it. But I mean, we still have shootings in Scotland. Like, I saw a shooting when I was a child. Like, I was like 12 when I saw that. It wasn't nice. Really wasn't nice. That man screamed. You know, that'll live with me forever. But yeah, like, we still have guns, we still have gun crime, but the problem is the average person doesn't have any way to defend themselves from gun crime. Literally. Unless an armed officer is standing right next to you at the time where no one's going to be stupid enough to come up and try and shoot you anyway. Like, you're fucked. Like, that's the thing is, if someone comes up to my house with like a double-barrel shotgun or something, like, I'm fucked. I don't have anything that's going to be able to stand up against that. But again, the police will be like that. We'll be with you in 3 hours to clean up the mess of you and your family. Right, that's the problem is, even when you ban guns and you make them illegal as fuck, criminals are still going to get their hands on guns, as has happened, like, we've seen it, just several in the past few weeks alone. Right? And that's the problem. I think gun ownership is amazing and we should be allowed to own them, because did you notice that, you know, after we gave up the gun rights, the government got so much worse because they realised that they could get away with a lot more? Did you notice that? How rights just kind of went away. I've noticed that when the guns go, the rights soon follow. But anyway, 3D printer go brrr.